It is wonderful to have all of you with us and those who are joining us either live over our webcast or over YouTube. And Cantor Ben Ray and I are delighted to be with you. As the Bima tells you, we are here to give thanks for our bounty in life and the beauty of Shabbat. So Cantor, get us started. We'll get those lungs moving.
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
So we're going to start our service with a nigun, which is a song without words. As you start to learn it, please join along.
Well, again, a very special welcome, and particularly may I welcome our Mount Bethel family back. I think it has been close to 2 years since they've been able to travel from their home to ours, so we are thrilled that you're all with us. Thank you very much. Wonderful to have you. Wonderful. And here on the Bima, we're thrilled to welcome Caleb Califer, who will become a bar mitzvah tomorrow morning and will assist us in leading our Shabbat worship service. So it's such a pleasure to have such wonderful company. So Caleb, I'm going to invite you up as I invite your parents up and your two brothers to come forward. Tristan, Elliot, come on up. And Josh and Rachel, we are going to light the Shabbat candles. It'll be followed by the Kiddush. We are on page 120.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own way be among those who kindle light. Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And Caleb, we're going to ask you to hold the Kiddush cup high and lead us in our blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'rotzon hinchilanu zikaron lima'aseh v'reshit Ki hu yom techila lemikre kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki banu bata
Ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodeshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchatanu
Baruch
Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Chaim.
Okay.
Yes, you can take a sip. Mazel tov. Mazel tov, everyone. Thank you very much. Cantor, I believe we're going to continue on page 138 with Chadodim.
Okay. Sabbath bride together.
Page
as we join in verse
139.
Bali v'shalom, atelet ba'ala, gam v'simcha, u'v'torah, tochemu
ask that we remain standing on page 144 is the prayer of the Chatzi Kaddish. It serves in our prayer as a comma, meaning a pause between the opening blessings and moving forward into the Baruch Hu and the Shema. Page 146. Caleb, come join me. Thank you so much. We're on page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Ha'ed.
You may be seated. We continue with the V'ahavta.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher otzei tiatchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
I gave him the choice to stay up here. You can see how fast. No, no, please, whatever you would like. I like the company. We're on page 157. And please, let's read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. So this is a Micha Mocha melody that is on the newer side to this community. It goes like this, and we'll learn it first as a nigun, which is a song without words. Please join me. We join now in a prayer of comfort, a prayer of peace, a prayer that says, "Oh God, protect me as I lie down, that I will be there the next day when I rise up and you will have watched over me. And even in times that are difficult, you are still there with me. You are still watching over me." Hashkivenu can be found on page 160. it back. It is on 160, but it is also on your song sheet, which has the English as well. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom, V'hamidenu Sholenu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom, V'hamidenu Sholenu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
You may notice that throughout all our worship services, there are a range of emotions and cadences which we all follow. And that is to remind us that our service is much like life. There are those quiet, contemplative times. There are those harsh times of reality and pain, and there are those euphoric times of celebration. And as we move to our next song on page 162, we find our mood lifting yet again. Yishamru. Oh, Yismechu. Forgive me, Yismechu.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oleg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oleg Shabbat. Shabbat
Turn to page 164 and I invite you to all rise for tefillah, please.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Kanei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imachot, U'Mevi Yula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Choser Moshe U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Be'ezrat Sarah, Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Le'oshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umigdol melach, Melech memid umekayeh umatzmiach Yeshua Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh
Ata kadosh shimcha kadosh, ukedoshim b'chol yom yehalelu chasena. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may all be seated. We are on page 173. Let's read together, please. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day.
May all who suffer find solace. May
All who hurt find healing on this day. And may all who despair find purpose.
May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise.
Baruch
Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
HaShabbat. And our prayer of thanksgiving is on page 177. Let's join together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words,
for the awareness of soul, our light within,
for the world around us so filled with beauty,
for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us.
For all these and more, we offer our thanks.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'ed lehodot.
And always in our service, we pause for a moment of our own private thoughts, memories. It is a time during Shabbat when, even though we are commanded to give thanks, we realize that often the challenges that we faced in the past week were more than we could handle. And yet we look forward because that is indeed how our tradition teaches us to move forward into the light from the darkness and to begin again in appreciation of what we have. Cognizant of what all of us are so fortunate to have this Shabbat, understanding that it will never be complete again. We do pause for a few moments of our own silent and private meditation. Always on Shabbat, we think of those who may need extra prayers of healing. So if there is someone that you are familiar with and are praying that they too shall be able to overcome their physical, emotional, or spiritual challenges, please feel free to share their name now or from within your heart. If you want to follow along with the words of the Misha Berach, they're on page 371, or just sit back quietly and listen, and then join us as you're comfortable. Each and every Shabbat, we always pause to look at either the world around us or the Torah portion we're fortunate to read. And as Caleb well knows, there are so many messages in this, the only second portion of the Torah, the book and story of Noah or Noah. Caleb himself has some mighty strong lessons to teach all of us. And I won't in any way go near any of them because they deserve to be learned tomorrow when he chants from those words. But what I will do is to explain the importance of the two portions of last week, Bereshit in the beginning, and how the bookend closes with this portion of Noah and the world changes forever. So let's just reflect back 1 week. In the beginning, God created Bereshit. And how did God create? Did one ever try to think of how that was done? Like an artist with his or her palette, with a molder of clay? How was the world created? We all know the story. Well, we're reminded that the way God literally created the world was with words. Let there be light. Let there be the firmament and the heavens above and the stars and the water below. Let there be animals. Let there be every part of creation. And yet, by the very end of that creation, with the same words that God welcomes the world, blesses the world, at the very end, what happens? Just look at your favorite Netflix. You should all be remembering what's going on in the next episode. God decides the world isn't worth saving. In fact, the world has to be destroyed. But how now is God going to destroy the world? If God created it out of words, how is God going to destroy it? And what happened that God had no hope for the creation? What possibly could have happened? Well, I think you know there are hundreds of examples of what possibly could have happened. A brother, Cain, kills his brother, Abel. There is just rampant hatred and rampant retribution and horrible war and physical hurt upon everyone. And God can't stand to watch what has happened to the world. So the sins were literally so many, we can't even recount them. Some even say that the world was destroyed because the next generation refused to have children. They wanted the world just for themselves. Now, I did not know this, and perhaps Cantor, you did not know this either, but I learned today that Noah was 500 years old when he had his first child. Now, I thought Sarah cried at 90, but 500? And from that, the rabbis deduce that the world is meant to be a gift to be handed on, not just kept for ourselves. But God is too frustrated and decides that it is time to destroy the world, but not with words this time. It'll be with water. The cleansings of the water. It's time to cleanse the world. And how did Noah react? Everybody, tell me what Noah had to say. Even Mrs. Noah.
Okay. He said, okay, and he did it.
Literally, he didn't even give 2 letters, an okay. Noah is silent. Do you know from the very opening chapters of Noah, Caleb, to nearly the very closing chapters of Noah, Noah never says a word. Yes, he does things. He collects his animals, he builds his arks, and he takes his family on board. But the world was about to be destroyed, and Noah says, nothing? Silence? Remember, Noah was unlike the next ancestor that would come along, Abraham. Remember when God wanted to destroy the world again? Who spoke up to say, Noah, remember your promise? It was Abraham, but not Noah. And that's why we thank Noah for what he did in terms of following directions. But we needed to find a better leader who could lead not only with actions, but with words. Because the only time Noah ever speaks in this portion is when he actually curses his children. So the abuse of language in the world we live in. That's really why the flood occurred. Too much silence when there should have been noise, and too much noise when there should have been compassionate silence. Think of the world in which we live today. To me, it's a little too close to this two parashiot of Bereshit and Noah. We have a brilliant and beautiful world filled with so much hope and possibility. And yet we also have a world that is remaining much too silent, where we need to make noise and not doing nearly enough action. You may all have forgotten that the portion of Bereshit actually ends with the Tower of Babel. Remember the Tower of Babel and all of the languages? We're asked why were people's languages mixed up? And some believe, well, it was actually a punishment, so we couldn't talk to each other anymore. But actually, we're told that the languages were mixed up so that we'd have to find the time to understand one another. One language is too much. Many languages will help us understand different peoples and different worlds. So I think in the often broken world in which we live, I'm so grateful for Caleb and his generation. As I tell the kids all the time, we're leaving them quite a mess. I only hope they're going to know how to do a far better job than we have. And I just leave you tonight with the thought of the power of words, the words that can heal and soothe and comfort and celebrate and enrich. Oh, and those awful words that can hurt and destroy and impale. I hope the Shabbat and the story of Noah will help you remember what kind of words should flow forth. Amen. Our service is going to continue on page 586. Caleb, please feel free to go open the ark with the cantor. And we're going to rise for Elena. I'm going to ask that we please remain standing, because every time we do come together on Shabbat, be it for the joy of the evening or the holiday, we're always remembering those who are no longer with us to celebrate, to welcome, and to share. And so on this Shabbat, as we do each and every week, we remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who are very much alive within our hearts and with our memories. And through our stories and our words and our deeds, we will keep them very much alive. On this Shabbat, we remember Linda Gorogalski, Bryce Rosen, Giza Jaime Cohen, Robin Fand, and Charlotte Ellen Levin. And we remember those who have been taken from our midst in the days that have gone by, and whose yortzites are commemorated, who died at this season in years past. And so we remember Anita Bogus, Rose Cherwansky, Paul Roy Dickinson, John Flynn, Paul Marks, Lee Maurer, Brian Allen Miller, Esther K. Roth, and Sidney Stoller. If there is anyone else who is commemorating a yortzeit whose name you'd like to share now, or a recent death that is not a part of our immediate family, please feel free to do so. Please. Thank you. For all those who are known and unknown to us, we turn to page 598, and always remember that no mourner should ever stand alone. And truly, as a Jewish people, we are all mourners, because there are so many who have no one left to remember them. We also always remember those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces who have given their lives in defense of the land of Israel and our nation of America. Together we recite, Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemir Rabba, V'yalma Divrach Hirute, V'yamlich Malchute, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chaye D'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agala V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam U'lamei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemed kudusha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata v'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav hu ya'aseh shalom alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say, Amen. And you may be seated. And we always remember that Shabbat, or a holiday, or any reason we're gathered, never ends on just a sad note, but we bring the joy back around. And that, of course, is with our concluding blessings and our concluding song. But I do want to remind you all that Shabbat will continue in celebration tomorrow morning at 10:30 promptly, when Caleb Califer will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And you should all know exactly what portion he'll be reading from. All together now. Noah, beautiful. Look at that, Caleb. They've learned. Good, good, good. The portion of Noah. And of course, we are back here in the sanctuary now each and every Friday night at 7 o'clock. So please make your way over to us to enjoy the Shabbat. Or always, we are live stream on our own YouTube channel at Temple Har Shalom, and always on the Zoom link. so that families can join together and enjoy the beauty of our Shabbat if they are not yet comfortable in a gathering. So we hope that we will see you either tomorrow morning or in the Shabbatot yet to come. Just a reminder that we cannot yet serve a gala oneg, but what we can do is give you an oneg to go. So we have one packed for everyone. So I hope that you will join us just outside the sanctuary to pick up your oneg. It even includes coffee and tea. We are very clever around here. We try. And I hope you will gather and greet one another as well. Cantor?
So we're going to join together in Motzi as we pray for our nourishment this Shabbat.
Tristan, Elliot, come on up. We need your help. At least to eat. Come on. Caleb, come join me. The pull of the heart, that's yours. Nobody else are eating.
Great. And we are going to end just as we began. Every week we have Shabbat. Every week we have a chance to start over anew. In that frame of mind, we end our tefillah, our worship today with this nigun.
And please, before we all exit the sanctuary, make sure you turn to those you know and those you don't know and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Congratulations, you are awesome.
Who loves this day? To a very special day tomorrow. Come to a good country. Oh, God.